If you're looking to move to Dubai, then this video will show you everything that you need to do. As you can tell, I'm currently in Dubai, and just yesterday I got my Emirates ID and I also opened my own bank accounts. So I'm gonna walk you through exactly how I did it, exactly in order, so you can follow the same path without any mistakes that I see so many entrepreneurs make when moving here. Now, this is not the process that you want to do wrong. It's a quick process, it can be done in just a couple of weeks, but there's a lot that comes to it. From leaving your country, to setting up your UAE company, getting your visa and Emirates ID, to opening the bank accounts. So I did this myself and I'm now officially a resident of the UAE. And to start, we have to go back a few weeks when I was still in the Netherlands. Okay, so it's currently the middle of April, and for me personally, moving to Dubai means setting up a company first. You cannot just fly to Dubai, get a ticket and say, I live here now. You need to properly register and get a visa. And the way this works in the UAE is pretty simple. Basically, as long as you have a way of supporting yourself, there will be a visa that fits your situation. You might have heard about the golden visa, which gives you a 10-year residency. Now, you can qualify for that if you are a large investor, a specialized talent in certain fields, or if you buy property worth at least 2 million dirham, which is around 500,000 US dollar. But for most entrepreneurs moving, including myself, here's what you're actually going to do. You set up a company in the UAE first, you then employ yourself through your own company, and then you issue yourself an employment or investor visa. So the company is what makes all of this possible. Now, in the UAE, there are basically two types of companies. You have free zone companies and mainland companies. I will oversimplify it a bit, but basically if you run an online business, so you're selling services, you're selling products across the world outside of the UAE, you're gonna need a free zone company. This also applies for me, since I am providing my services mainly outside the country. Now, if you're planning to do business in the UAE locally, like opening a retail shop, doing real estate, then you're gonna need a mainland company. Mainland companies are more complex, more expensive, and also more maintenance heavy. So for the vast majority of people watching this, a free zone company is going to be the right choice. It allows for 100% foreign ownership, zero tax on qualifying income, a cheaper and faster setup, and it can be done remotely. And think of free zones as independent, managed business islands scattered across the UAE, each with its own authority, its own rules, and its own setup process. And this is also where a lot of people start making mistakes. Not all free zones are the same, and choosing the wrong one can seriously hurt you. And you can find a lot of cheap options. For example, in places like Ras Al Khaimah or even some in Dubai itself, and on paper they look great. But the problem is, not all of these are whitelisted or accepted by banks. So you could end up with a perfectly valid license, but no bank accepts it. I've seen people spending thousands of dollars for the setup, but getting stuck because they can't create a bank account. So this is really something you want to get right from the start. Make sure you work with a provider that actually works with free zones that are accepted by banks and it works for your business. And look, I can only cover so much in one video. There are a lot of moving parts here, and a lot also depends on your specific situation. Where you're living right now, your nationality, your type of business, all of that plays a role. So if you're watching this and you're like, okay, this makes sense, but how does this actually work for my situation? Well, I partnered with GenZone. They specialize in helping foreigners move to Dubai the right way, the same as they did with me. And there will be a link down below from where you can schedule a call. On that call, you will go through your specific situation, what makes sense for you, what to expect from the process, and whether this is even the right move in the first place. And if it is, they can also help to set it up properly. So if you're interested in that, there will be a link down below. Then during the setup of the company, they asked me for a business name and for the activities for the trade license. General activities like e-commerce, digital marketing, content creation are standard activities and fairly straightforward. So fill in what reflects that your business does, because that matters later when it comes to banking and compliance. For my company, it took 5 days from start to finish to create the company, after which I received all the company documents and it was pretty much done. And then they also registered it for corporate tax, which is now mandatory in the UAE. So I now got the trade license, the incorporation certificate, everything we need to move on to the next step. And all of this was still done from home while I was in the Netherlands. So now that the company is active, the next step is applying for a visa through your company. In my case, I got an investor visa. Now it kind of depends on the free zone and your business activities, whether you get an employment visa or an investor visa like I did. but in practice they work pretty much the same. The visa is valid for 2 years and can be renewed as long as your company stays active. So after submitting the visa application, I received my entry permit 3 days later. Now this entry permit isn't your final visa yet. It's basically a temporary document that allows you to enter Dubai for the purpose of completing the remaining steps inside the UAE. It's valid for 60 days, so from this point you can book your flight to Dubai and complete the remaining steps in person. So a couple weeks later I booked my flight and flew to Dubai. And when I landed, I basically showed my entry visa right here at passport control to basically activate your status for your visa once you're in Dubai. As you can see, I got it stamped on May 4th. One thing you also need to do is get a phone number, so you can do that somewhere in a mall, any mall in downtown or here in Marina, but you can also do that straight away at the airport, which is what I did. Simply, when I landed, I went to DU, which is one of the two providers, the main providers. We have DU, Etisalat, and a couple more. And then I got the phone number already, which I could then give to the agent alongside with the address where I was staying here in Dubai Marina. In my case, the address is just an Airbnb where I'm staying, which is totally fine. Then now you're in Dubai, there are 3 main things that you need to do. And first off is the medical check. It's just a quick health check mandatory for UAE residency. The second is biometrics, where it will take your fingerprints for the physical Emirates ID card. Those can usually be done within 1 to 2 days of each other and usually take about 1 to 2 days to get approved. After that, the Emirates ID and visa application starts, and usually that can also be completed within 1 to 2 business days. For me, it took 1 business day. Actually, it was activated on the same day. Then I could access my digital Emirates ID card and my residency card, which I now have on my phone. And then a couple days later, they send the Emirates ID to the agent. Your Emirates ID is your main ID card here in the UAE. You need it for anything official like lease agreements, opening bank accounts, all those things. In my case, one of their concierge members actually picked me up by car from here. And first of all, we drove to the medical check, which was close hereby near Marina, simply the closest Smart Salem medical check center. And from there, they needed to take some blood to check that and also an X-ray of your chest. And the results were already released within 1 hour. Then the next day I had to do biometrics. Same driver came pick me up. In this case, we had to drive a little further to an official immigration office where I need to do the finger scan, and then that was pretty much done. Honestly, a very smooth process, and this is also included at GenZone. And once your visa is done and you got your Emirates ID, we can move to the next step, which is opening the bank accounts, both a personal bank account and a corporate account. For the corporate side, for 99% of people, the best starting point is WEO Bank. This is a neobank which is owned by First Abu Dhabi Bank, where you can easily open an account online through your phone with your now new Emirates ID. For this, you can simply use the address of your Airbnb. That's simply so they know where to send the cards to. Took a couple of days. The courier basically gave it to me. I showed the Emirates ID and got the cards. Now for your personal account, you can also open it with WEO again. Super easy, similar process. But many people also choose Emirates NBD. Emirates NBD is one of the largest banks in the UAE as well, and is very expat friendly. Once you then have both accounts set up, you're officially a resident of the UAE, you have your bank accounts, and you can now start operating. So once everything is now set up in the UAE, the next step is handling everything properly in your home country. And this really depends on where you're from, but in most cases it means properly deregistering from the country. So leaving and closing your business and bank accounts. And for me, coming from the Netherlands, it's pretty straightforward. I'll fill out a migration form, deregister from the municipality, close my local company, and that is pretty much it. From that point, I will no longer be a Dutch resident. Now this can get more complex depending on where you're from, your home country. For example, Australia with the ATO, they're notorious for this. And the US is even stricter because of citizenship-based taxation, where the IRS basically follows you no matter where you live. Now, of course, you also want to know the numbers. How much did this actually cost, and how much is it going to cost in the long run annually? The total initial setup cost is somewhere between $7,000 and $9,000, which is also what I paid. And this covers everything we went through in this video, so the company, the license, the Emirates ID, everything. Then on a yearly basis, there are a few costs that you need to keep in mind. First, your company license needs to be renewed every single year. The cost is around $4,000. Now this depends a bit on the free zone where you register in and your specific setup. You're also going to need some basic accounting and compliance support, especially now that corporate tax registration and filing is mandatory. If you do this in-house with GenZone, this costs around 6,900 dirhams every year, which is roughly $1,900. Then your visa is valid for 2 years. For the renewal, you should plan around $1,000, so that is roughly $500 per year. Also, health insurance is mandatory for UAE residents. Basic health insurance plans typically cost between $600 and $1,200 per year, but this depends a bit on the provider and the coverage. You can adjust things to your personal liking, but roughly plan for that amount. Now, in terms of taxes, the UAE has introduced a 9% corporate tax since 2024, but this only applies above a certain threshold, which is 3,700 dirham, which is roughly 100,000 USD. Everything below that is still taxed at 0%. And even if you go beyond that threshold, it's still profit-based taxation and not revenue-based taxation. So if you have business expenses or even a salary, it can be deductible. So let's mention an example. If you make $300,000 every single year, you can already get exempt from the first 100,000, 0%. Maybe you make $50,000 in cost for your company, you can deduct it. And maybe you're making $150,000 as a net salary you take yourself. And salaries here are still taxed at 0%. So with this, you can still end up paying significantly lower than at 9% corporate tax rate. Now that is the complete process, from setting up the company remotely to landing in Dubai, getting your visa, getting your Emirates ID, and opening the bank accounts. If you're serious about making this move, the most important thing is to make sure you do each step correctly and in the right order. And if you want help with the actual setup, I will leave a link down below to the team that I used here based in Dubai. They can walk you through your specific situation and give you the full roadmap. And if this video helped you, please drop a like and subscribe, because I'm gonna make more content about doing business and living in the UAE. See you next time.